Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Q&A video, but today I am answering all of your questions about LA. I had quite a few questions on one of my videos about how I moved to LA. I figured I'd just answer them all in one video. I also asked a few of my friends what questions they have. I do have quite a few friends that have mentioned that they want to move to LA. One of my absolute closest friends in the world has actually planned to move here for a while now, and she should be moving here in the next few weeks, which I am so excited about. But anyways, I have quite a few questions to get through, so let's just jump right in. All right, so the first question is how soon to start looking for apartments. So I actually, when I decided to move to LA, it was rather abrupt. I decided to move rather quickly, and I set a goal to move in just a few short months. So I literally started looking right away, because I would, like, obviously if you're gonna move in the next few years, it's not that important, but I was trying to move ASAP, and so I started looking right away. I wanted to see what's out there, what's available, what to kind of I just wanted to gauge what it looked like. I'd only been to LA one time prior to deciding to move there. It was the summer of, hold on, I feel like I forgot what year it was. It was 2011, because I remember the first time that I came to LA, it was in July, it was with my family, we went to Disneyland, and I remember the day that we went to Venice Beach, I found out that Amy Winehouse had died. So that's how I remember when I came to LA for the very first time. So anyways, back to the apartment hunting. I started looking right away, and honestly, if you're planning on moving in a couple of months, you should probably start looking right away. If you want to move somewhere, you need to understand the area, you need to get familiar with it and all of that, so just start looking. What websites were you using for apartment hunting? I was literally on apartments.com 24/7. I liked that you can kind of select the area that you want to be in. You can obviously adjust your budget, adjust like whether it's an apartment, a condo, a house, whatever. I liked all of that. I also like the fact that there are a lot of pictures. I really like that. So I utilized apartments.com, I used Zillow, and I used Craigslist. So those are the apps that I used. What was your roommate experience? I actually had a great roommate experience. So first off, let me answer this. How did I find an apartment? I found an apartment through Craigslist, and my roommate experience was fantastic. Honestly, I would not recommend my strategy to everybody, because I feel like I got very lucky. I got very blessed. I had the best roommates. I'm not sure what Craigslist looks like now for people for apartments, but when I was using it, it was great. There were obviously a lot of sketchy people, but there were also a lot of safe people and safe sites and things like that. And I found an apartment, or I found a room to rent. It was furnished, it was fantastic, it was in my budget, and I decided to reach out to the owner, and then we made arrangements for me to look at the apartment and check it out when I actually came to LA. And nothing was set in stone when I actually moved. Like, I didn't have like we weren't like, all right, this is it, I'm gonna live here. It was more so like, yeah, sure, you can come by and check it out. But yeah, so I ended up moving without the certainty of a home, but it worked out in my favor. My apartment turned out to be incredible. It's actually very pretty. It had like vines all over it, and it just like looked like an apartment out of a storybook. And I had two roommates, two guy roommates who were incredible. We became friends. We like hung out. One of them bought me like a drink for my 21st birthday. It was great. We had a great time. So yeah, that was my roommate experience. What was your biggest concern when moving to LA? So I wouldn't say I actually had very many concerns. I knew that I would obviously struggle because I was 20 years old moving to a different state and I knew absolutely nobody, but I had this fire in me and I knew that it was the right decision. I knew what I was doing was right. I knew that I was doing something that I genuinely wanted for myself, and it wasn't something that I was influenced, like the decision was not influenced by anybody. It was literally just something that I wanted to do for myself. So I kind of just, I've always had this mindset that whatever happens, I'll get through it. Like, I'm strong enough, I'm smart enough, I'm capable, I'm able to get through anything that comes my way. And I kind of just had that mindset when I moved here. I think that was basically kind of like what got me through it. So I wasn't really scared. If you're really like, what is your concern? You have to have some concerns. Probably parking, honestly, because when I did move here, I noticed that there was a lot of street parking, and I was not good at parallel parking. And for my first apartment that I moved into, I could only street park. There wasn't like a building or a garage or anything like that. So I had to street park all the time. And it was pretty bad because, like, obviously, okay, I guess this is a concern. At night, I was scared to walk alone because I am afraid of the dark. That is one of my fears. So I was scared to walk in the dark at night from my car to my apartment. I told myself, I was like, all right, I just won't go out at night. I'll just get home before dark. But obviously that's inevitable because, like, during the winter, the sun sets really early. So yeah, that was my biggest concern. Parking, walking home at night. What made you want to move? So I moved here for a variety of reasons. One of them being for the weather. I lived in Seattle, cold, gloomy, dark, depressing, old Seattle. And I mean, hey, like, if you love Seattle, nothing to you, but I did not like it. I feel like the weather does impact my mood a lot. So LA was the best place for me because of the sun. And another reason was I was very interested in the entertainment industry. I was very interested in becoming a writer. I've been interested in becoming a writer since I was 11. I remember this to the very day when the Vampire Diaries released, which was back in 2011. I was sitting on my bed and I wrote my first book, the Vampire Diaries sequel. So that was the start of my writing career. After that, it just, like, I had a lot of other various interests. I wanted to become a movie director. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to write scripts for movies. I wanted to be a writer for movies. I just wanted to be in the entertainment field, industry, all of that. So I figured LA was the perfect place for me to be. What is one of your favorite things about LA? All right, I don't have one. I have a billion, okay? I love LA. I don't care what anybody says. LA is one of the best places to live. LA is where dreams come true. LA is where it's always sunny. Yes, it does get cloudy sometimes, and occasionally it does rain, but aside from that, it's almost always sunny. I forgot what the question was. One of my favorite things is the, like, health aspect of it. I really, really, really love the fact that there's a yoga studio at every corner. There's a juice bar at every corner. There's a ton of, like, healthy, cute little stores at every corner. I just love that. Like, when you think about LA, you think of, for me personally, when I think of LA, I think of Hollywood, I think of health, I think of good food, I think of beaches, and celebrities, I guess. But that's what I really like about it. I like that it offers and kind of just, like, promotes health, wellness, fitness, positivity, good eating. By the way, LA has some of the best food that I have ever had. When we went to New York, I was very, very impressed by the food scene there. But I still think that LA has better food because New York had a lot of like chainy places, which I didn't like. I'm not a fan of chain restaurants. Traffic, question mark. Yes, there is traffic in LA. You will be sitting in traffic. And yes, you do need a car in LA, especially depending on where you live. As crowded as LA is, it's also very spread out. So you're gonna need a car. Advice on getting a job in LA. Okay, I love this question. Apply everywhere. There are so many restaurants, so many coffee shops, so many stores, so many boutiques. Depending on what you're interested in, just apply everywhere. Doesn't matter what you're trying to go for. Like, you obviously need to pay your bills, you need to pay your rent, you need to pay for food, clothes, blah, blah, blah. So just apply everywhere. I highly recommend applying to restaurants. The money is better in the food industry because tips. Also, I don't know, it's more fun working in the food industry. You get to meet so many people, you get to talk to so many people, you get discounts on food, sometimes at some places. Yeah, so definitely, like, when you move, like, gauge the restaurants and coffee shops that are around you. Go on Yelp, find the places that have the highest ratings and go there in person, look cute, look good, take a shower, do your hair, put on some lipstick or whatever, just look good, and personally ask for the manager and give them your resume, because that will help you significantly. When I was looking for a job here, I went to a restaurant and I asked to speak with the manager, gave him my resume. He asked me if I had time to interview on the spot. I did. I made the time and I was hired immediately. I feel like restaurants always, like, yeah, you can apply online, but a lot of managers and like owners of restaurants, they're really gonna love the fact that you took initiative to come to their establishment and actually like speak to them. Plus they like putting a face to your resume. What areas did you consider when moving? So, as I mentioned, I'd only been to LA once prior to actually moving here. So I didn't know that much about it aside from what I watched from TV. So the areas that I was looking into were Venice, Culver City, Santa Monica, where else was I looking? You know, I did look into downtown, but that was honestly because I had no idea how far away downtown was from the beach. My like main goal was to be near the beach. I wanted to be near the water, and since Venice was actually the only place that I really knew of, I was looking for apartments that were in the proximity of Venice. Biggest piece of advice. There's so many big pieces of advice. So, okay, this is something that I feel like a lot of people fail to understand about LA. So, one of my friends, when she was looking for a place to live, she was looking for kind of just like nice apartments, and she found a lot of nice apartments in downtown. But she wanted to be near me, and I live on the west side, and she didn't really understand that traffic in LA is stupid. It is, you will sit in stupid traffic. Like, you might look at your phone right now, distance from downtown LA to the beach, whatever, and it might say like X amount of miles. It's literally, it's going to take you so much longer than that map says because of traffic. So my biggest piece of advice is trying to figure out whether or not you want to be on the west side or you want to be on the east side. West side is Venice, Santa Monica, Marina del Rey, Brentwood, what else? That's that's basically it. And then there's East Side, which is downtown, Hollywood, Silver Lake, Echo Park, places like that. It's like more inland. So you just have to like ask yourself, do you want to be more inland or do you want to be more on the west side? And then obviously if you choose the west side, you have to look for apartments in that area. And if you choose to be more inland, you have to look for places in that area. Being inland is totally fine. Like there's nothing, I'm not saying anything bad about it. Personally, for me, I'm more of a beach girl. I want to be near the beach. I want to be near the ocean. I need to smell that ocean water. All right. How much does it cost to live there? It depends on where you live. Are you living on the east side or are you living on the west side? Are you living, I don't know, in the valley? Like the valley, if you live in the valley, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. You can find nicer apartments for less money. If you live on the west side, it's gonna cost you a lot more to have a nice apartment. And if you live in like the downtown east side area, downtown, if you want a nice apartment, it's gonna cost a lot of money. And I don't know. I've honestly never really scoured for apartments inland because I've never been interested in living there. It will take forever to get to the beach if you live inland. And there's nothing like, if you prefer more like walking around coffee shops and stores and boutiques and like things like that, then that's your go-to. You want to be inland. If you want to be like near like West Hollywood area and like things like that, that's definitely more where like you should look for. But if you're more into beach, just like chill, like I don't know, chill, live in like Venice, things like that, then west side is where it's at, and the prices will range a lot. I think that for like a 2-bedroom, it's gonna cost you around $4K. Like a nice 2-bedroom will be, you'll have to raise your budget from like 3 to 4 plus, 3+ K. For a studio, you can probably get away with finding one just a little bit under 2K. My room was $1,200. That was just one room in Culver City. So prices have definitely changed due to COVID. So that's something to keep in mind. What are your favorite restaurants to eat at in LA? I have so many. I'm like the ultimate foodie when it comes to LA. I could literally eat out every single day of my life happily, very happily. So here's the thing. I love to eat out, but I also love to have a couple of drinks when I eat out. So obviously me and my boyfriend, whenever we go out, we always think ahead about that. And yes, you can get an Uber or a Lyft, but it's gonna cost money. So like a lot of money, especially if you're going to downtown and then back here. So we like to leave that for like special occasions. So we'll typically stay on the west side and we typically walk to places or we'll use a scooter. And so far, currently my favorite restaurants here on the west side, number 1 is Nobu, but you have to drive there. So I know I just mentioned no driving, but we have to drive there. I think everybody has to drive there. I don't know if you can walk to Nobu. That's my favorite restaurant. Also Misfit. Oh, I love that restaurant. We walk there almost every Friday. It's so good. It's a bar and restaurant, and when you can actually eat inside, it was beautiful. It was like Great Gatsby themed, and the bar is just phenomenal, and their food is just so high quality. Ooh, and their french fries are amazing. So highly recommend Misfit, the best. And their cocktails, phenomenal. Goodnight Emily is my favorite. And then there is Uovo, which is also here, Santa Monica area. It's an Italian restaurant. Delicious, delicious pasta. See, what else do I love around here? Masilia. It's like a Spanish French restaurant. It's so good. Tokaya. Okay, this is like not a fancy place, but it's like a fancy version of Chipotle. I love it. It's so good. Let's see. Obviously, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip on over to some places that we like to drive to. Scopa. It's in Marina del Rey. It's delicious. So Scopa also has a speakeasy, which is so cool. I don't know, I have a thing for speakeasies. They're just really cool. Let's see, another really good spot is Chalet. I've been there once for my birthday. Amazing. I feel like I'm missing so many restaurants, but it's like, it's always like when you're on the spot, you don't remember your name, your birthday, who you are, what restaurants you like. Okay, one more. This is actually one that we like to walk to. It's called Elefante. It's like a rooftop bar and lounge, and it has such good food, such good cocktails, such a beautiful atmosphere, and you get a beautiful view of the ocean. And then, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. One more, Stella. It's such a, two more. Stella is amazing, such good pizza. And then also Jelena, which is on Abbot Kinney. They have amazing pizza too. Like, go there, get pizza, it's so good. They also have really, really good wine, so there's that. Advice on meeting new people. People in LA are pretty friendly. From my personal experience, they're pretty friendly. When I first moved here, I was very, very just out 24/7. I always went out. I went to coffee shops and restaurants, and I literally only knew one person when I moved here. And obviously that person was not always available to hang out. And since I just moved here, I wanted to go explore, just go out all the time. So honestly, I went out everywhere by myself, and I had the best time. And I met so many people because, like, I don't know, it's just, you just meet so many people when you go out. Like, I went to a couple of restaurants, actually. I remember I would go there, and like, you would think it's like weird to go out by yourself for dinner or something, but I had the best time. And like, so many, there was one time when I like kept coming back to a place, and I don't know, maybe they felt bad for me or something, but they kept giving me free food, free drinks, free food, free like dessert. I don't know, I just met so many people by like putting myself out there, and I think that's the best advice that I can give you. Just put yourself out there, put yourself in the position to meet new people, put yourself in the position to just like explore a new place. Just what you want, you need to put yourself in a position to actually get it. Don't just sit at home and think like, oh, like, I can't go out, I don't have any friends, or I'm never gonna meet anybody. Like, you're not going to if you sit at home all the time. But if you take initiative and put yourself out there, then it's gonna happen. But anyways, that is the end of this Q&A video. I feel like I answered quite a bit amount of questions. Like, this video is very long now. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any more questions, drop them down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.